The other part of this that you've been waiting for, me too. Peng Shepherd. And Peng, listen, it is so good to have you with us. I've known you for quite a while because of your associations with Phoenix and broadcasting that we'll get to later. But the most important thing right now is I'm introducing you to the audience because of your career as a very successful author. Very successful because this is your second book. Title of the first one was?
The Book of M.
Okay, yeah. And that was a thriller?
Yes.
And so is this?
Yeah.
Even though it's about map guys, cartographers.
Maps are very thrilling.
Well, it just seems to be one of those fields that people know very little about. They know Columbus was a cartographer. And the name of the book, of course, is Cartographers, and it doesn't suggest that there's thrills involved. Tell everybody why they should read it.
Well, it's first of all, it's a novel about map making and family secrets. So who doesn't love a map, first of all, because they're fascinating and beautiful, yeah, and who doesn't love some family secrets?
So when you are talking about somebody who's involved with maps and map making, was that you as a child?
I grew up with a love of maps. They're just so beautiful, and you know, every time you open one up, I think we can all agree that we feel this sense of wonder and adventure, and even if it's a map that you know very well, you still feel like if you look long enough, you might find a secret on it.
Well, considering the fact that it's about map makers, one will assume that there's some travel involved.
Oh yes, yeah, and some following of these maps. There are pictures of the maps in the book, and so you can sort of follow along with the mystery as you read.
And there's been travel involved in your life. I mean, you are a very well-traveled Peng.
Well, thank you. It's something that I really like to do. The world is so beautiful, and you know, I'm lucky to be able to do it.
Going to places like?
I've lived in Beijing and London, Kuala Lumpur. I'm moving to Mexico City next, actually.
Okay, but the reality is that if people are saying, wait a minute, she looks so familiar to me, there might be a couple of reasons. One is you grew up here before you started traveling, and then you also are a media person by birth.
By birth, yes. I am Lin Soo Cooney's daughter.
And she, of course, is one of everybody's favorite people.
She is my favorite, too, yeah.
Lin Soo, your mom, who just got married a little while ago. I was privileged to be at the wedding. And what a delightful couple that is, considering the fact that they're both celebrities in their own right, because her husband is the head track coach at Grand Canyon University.
He is, yeah. And it was so adorable when they met because they didn't know each other. And it turns out they have something like 700 friends in common. And just somehow, you know, fate, it took them that long to meet, but they're meant for each other.
Did you ever want to do this for a living?
Nope.
Media?
No, but I loved watching Mom every day. I'd finish my homework and then I'd get in front of the TV and I would watch her say hello to everybody every evening.
Well, now she can watch you coming up, though, say hello to everybody that attends a very special book signing coming up when?
It is this Saturday at Changing Hands on Camelback and 3rd, I think, at 7 p.m.
Well, and when you have a book signing, I would imagine as an author, don't you always, no matter how successful you might be, don't you always wonder if anybody's going to show up?
I do. Yeah, please come. And it's one of the most fun things for authors because the whole reason that we write books is for other people to read them. And so being able to meet readers and talk about the book and sign it for them, it's the most meaningful thing.
Okay, now what time, if nobody has ever, if our audience has never attended a book signing, is there a charge?
You do have to buy tickets. I think you can get them online on the Changing Hands Bookstore website, or you can probably buy them at the door. But it includes a copy of the book, which we then, I'll sign and personalize there for you.
Peng Shepherd, in her own right, a well-known personality now with her second book, a thriller called?
The Cartographers.
And she's going to be signing them, yours, what time?
7 p.m. this Saturday at Changing Hands.
It's good to have you with us.
So good to be here.
And just as good to have you with us. We'll be back in a moment.